DIY with Nancy. Well, today I'm going to share my recipe for Queijadas de Cerveja. It's a Portuguese beer cupcake. Yes, beer. Don't worry, it's not a lot where you can get a little tipsy out of it. It's a very moist cupcake. It's soft, easy to make, and of course I'm going to show you how to make it step by step. So stay with me and watch how to make my beer cupcakes, Queijadas de Cerveja, step by step. Now for the first step, I'm going to grease the cupcake forms. What you will need to start is a piece of parchment paper on your counter, a baking tray with a piece of parchment paper to place your cupcake forms. I have here individual cupcake forms or tins. You can also use a cupcake tray if you don't have these individual tins here. You also need 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And you will also need 1 tablespoon of room temperature butter. It's unsalted butter, and you're going to need a pastry brush. And I also have here a little sifter to sift the flour into the tins. Now to grease each cupcake form, I'm going to use a pastry brush and the butter. I'm simply going to coat the inside of the cupcake form at the bottom and the sides all the way around. Make sure it's right to the top, just as I'm doing here. And I'm just going to continue greasing each cupcake form, and then I'll show you the next step. Now that I have all the forms greased with butter, I'm going to move on to the next step. And for the next step, I'm going to take the all-purpose flour and pour a little bit into the sifter. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. And I'm simply going to sift the flour into each cupcake form. And I'm going to just lift it up here so you can see just a generous amount. And all I'm doing is sifting enough flour just to coat the inside of the cupcake form. And I'm going to show you the next step and how I'm going to coat the form. So I'm just going to take the form and gently tap it on my counter in a circular motion just to coat the whole inside and bottom of the cupcake form. And once it's coated just like that, you're going to place it on your baking sheet and move on to the next one and do the same circular motion. Make sure that the cupcake tin is completely coated on the inside, bottom, and the sides, and then I'll show you the next step. Now that I have the cupcake forms coated with butter and flour, I'm moving on to the next step. Now to prepare the batter for the Queijadas de Cerveja, I'm going to start off in a medium-sized bowl, placing 2 whole eggs. And to that, 1 egg yolk. Place it in there. And to that, I'm going to add half a cup of unsalted butter that I have melted. So I've melted the butter, measured it in a half cup, which is 125 milliliters. And then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now I'm going to cream together all of this mixture. I'm going to use my handheld mixer. If you have a stand mixer, by all means, you can go ahead and use it. I'm going to continue mixing until the mixture is light and creamy. And you'll see it turns into a pale color. So I'm going to mix it for about a minute or so, and then I'll show you the next step. Now I've been mixing for about a minute. You can see I have a pale yellow creamy mixture. And just to ensure that all my ingredients are well combined, I like to take a spatula just to scrape down the sides of the bowl. And then I'm going to be ready to add the balance of the ingredients. I'm going to add the zest of 1 small lemon. And to that, I'm going to add the main ingredient, which is 1 beer, 330 milliliters. I'm going to mix the batter and pour the beer at the same time just to combine the lemon zest and the beer into the batter. And then once that's well combined, so about 20 seconds or so, I'm ready to add the last ingredient. And for the last ingredient, I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add the flour gradually and continue mixing it. And you're going to continue mixing the flour until all the flour is incorporated into the mixture. I'm just about done mixing. I just want to scrape down the sides to ensure all the dry ingredients are well incorporated. I'm just going to use my handheld mixer for a few more seconds. And now I'm ready to move on to the next step. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pour the batter into this measuring cup with a longer pouring spout. It just makes it easier to pour into the cupcake forms. And that way you'll get less of a mess. Now when I'm filling the cupcake forms, I'm going to fill it 3/4 full. And once it's 3/4 full, I'm going to just use the spatula to stop the batter from pouring and move it on to the next one. Now I'm using a cup with a longer spout to place the batter into the forms, but you can also use a funnel or you can use an ice cream scoop to place the batter into each of the forms. I'm ready to place my Queijadas de Cerveja beer cupcakes in the oven. My oven's preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and I'm going to bake them for 25 to 30 minutes. And I'll show you what they look like when they're out of the oven. My cupcakes are out of the oven. I'm going to let them completely cool. And once they're cooled, I'll show you the next step. The cupcakes have cooled. I'm going to remove them from the tins. They're very easy to remove. So I'm just going to tap and remove. There it is. So you see it has a lightly golden brown color and it's fairly the same color. The beer does that to the cupcakes. I'm going to remove them from the tins. Just place them here on the baking sheet. And next I'm going to just drizzle some powdered sugar. Once they're cooled, make sure they're completely cooled before you place the powdered sugar. So I'm going to just dust it on the cupcakes just like that. Now that I have the beer cupcakes coated with powdered sugar, I'm just going to set this aside just like that. And I have here some cupcake liners, and I'm gonna place the cupcake right in there, just like that. I have a board, which I'm just gonna place right on top. I'm just gonna place the cupcakes on this board. And of course, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. Here you have it. The beer cupcakes are ready. They're cooled and ready to serve. It's an absolute delight, delicious treat, and easy to make. Now this Queijadas de Cerveja is very soft. I'm gonna break into it and look at this. It's very moist, soft, and a very delicious treat. Look at that. Delicious cupcake. Here's another one of my recipes for a Queijadas de Cerveja, a beer cupcake, and I hope you enjoy the recipe and give this recipe a try. And there you have it, everyone. That's my recipe for my beer cupcakes, Queijadas de Cerveja. This recipe makes approximately 15 cupcakes. It's a delicious cupcake, very moist and soft on the inside, as you saw earlier. I broke into it, but I'm gonna just give you a little close up. Look at that. Look how soft it is and very moist. Totally melts in your mouth. These last quite a bit. You can have them sitting on your counter about 4 or 5 days, covered with some plastic wrap. Very delicious. And I hope you enjoyed the recipe. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone.